Hello everyone, it's Melinda here with CatSmashPuzzles, and today I'm doing a special puzzle with y'all. This one is called Peanuts by Rose Art, 300 pieces actually, and you're probably wondering, why am I doing a 300-piece puzzle for a large video? I said I wouldn't do that. Well, there's a special reason why. This was actually given to me as a gift from my gift registry, and I would like to thank my subscriber, Tony, for the gift. And so I feel like it was right for me to dedicate a whole video for that reason and just do a very big thank you for the first puzzle for the channel that was gifted. And so I really thought about different ways to do this. But first things first, let me explain why I had this puzzle on my gift registry and why I wanted to do it. This puzzle actually was done by the Florida JPA, Jigsaw Puzzle Association, the state-run one, as a speed-run puzzle. So the USA JPA has their own speed-run puzzle. I think the World Series has now a speed-run puzzle, so a lot of different entities are doing speed-runs at this point. But I think Florida was the first state JPA that I saw doing a speed-run. And they actually do 300-piece puzzles, which I think is probably a better than a 500 in my opinion, but I can see why, the bigger associations are doing a little bit bigger piece count. But this was the first one I saw, and I really wanted to maybe give it a go, and so that's why I added it to the gift registry. While the gift registry is open for y'all to purchase anything that you feel like you want me to do, it's also kind of a semi-list for myself to purchase in the future. If I get the chance to, or, when I feel like I want that puzzle right now. So that is why this puzzle was on my list. And again, I would like to thank Tony for the wonderful gift. I want to showcase it now on the channel. But I had to think about how I would do this puzzle because it is 300 piece. And I usually am now pretty consistently under 25 minutes for a 300 piece puzzle. And for this one especially, I'll probably be under 23 minutes, maybe even under 22. So we'll see how it goes. The Florida JPA speed run for this puzzle ended on August 31st of last year. So the results are over. I'm not looking to submit my results, but I am looking to see how I kind of, go up against the competition in Florida. I don't think anyone outside of Florida can participate, if I understand it correctly, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm only going to do this 3 times, because if I do it 3 times, it's about an hour's worth of puzzle footage, which means I can do a full-length video. So that's how I could basically utilize this puzzle for. I don't know if I'll do 300s that are not gifts basically in the future outside of that, but, it's a possibility. I might get a 300-piece puzzle I really like, and I might attempt at a speed run at it. But I have been hunting for the sub 20 on a 300-piece, kind of how I was hunting for the sub 40 on a 500. I've gotten close a few times. I recently just did the June speedpuzzling.com competitions, where one of them is a 300-piece puzzle. And I got in 20 minutes and 1 second. However, technically it wasn't my first attempt, so I couldn't count it even if it got under that 20-minute mark. But I'm just struggling to get under 20 minutes for a 300. So that's kind of my goal with this one. I don't think I'll get it under 20 minutes the first attempt. I might, it's possible, but I do think the big Snoopy in the middle might trip me up a little bit, and I think that'll slow me down enough to be over the 20-minute limit. But I think by the third attempt, I should get under 20 minutes. Now, I did see on Florida JPA's Instagram page the results for the speed run here, and first place was 17 minutes and 31 seconds, and then it was second place at 17 minutes and 34 seconds, so it's only 3 seconds behind them. And then finally, third place was 20 minutes and 32 seconds. So I do think I have the possibility of beating third place. I'm not sure if I'll beat second or first. But I didn't see how many attempts they had done. All I saw was there was a snippet at one point saying one of the top puzzlers had done it 37 times. So I'm not doing it 37 times. I'm just going to do it 3. And if I were to guess my times on this, I think my first attempt's going to be 22.5 minutes. I think my second attempt will probably be either super close to the 20-minute mark or just under it. So like 20 minutes, 20 seconds, or like 19 minutes and 50 seconds. And then for the third attempt, I think I'll hit the 17 to 18 minute mark. I think that's what's going to happen with this one. It's very sortable. You got the purple, blue, green, yellow, pink stripes going. I just think the white Snoopy in the middle might be just slightly difficult. And rose art tends to trip me up, but it's usually because it's random colors, and this isn't random colors. So I'm not too super worried about it. I think this is going to be like an easy puzzle. I mean, I'd rank it maybe 1 or 2. It's going to depend on how I do. I'm going to film it and see how it goes. But once again, I want to thank Tony for this puzzle. I want to showcase it for you. We'll do 3 speed runs on it. Alrighty, let's see how it goes. Let's smash it. quite go as planned. This was Peanuts by RoseArt 300-piece puzzle, where I did it 3 times in a row. I mean, technically, yes. I did the first attempt the night before, and then I did 2 back-to-back today as I'm filming this. So it was pretty close, but I did have a little bit of a gap between my first attempt and my second attempt. And on my first attempt, I got it done in 27 minutes and 10 seconds. On my second attempt, I got it done in 27 minutes and 26 seconds. And finally, on my third attempt, I got it done in 22 minutes and 46 seconds. So, a couple things to take away from this. One, I need to stop underestimating RoseArt puzzles, because this looks easy, and it does. Like, you got the color codes, pink, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Should be an easy sort, should be an easy put together, right? Well, you have the black kind of movie scroll grid here, you have Big Snoopy in the middle, and all these other little Snoopies are kind of in the way. It's a lot of repetitive pattern. There's not a lot of, I guess you can say, easy to spot pattern. It's purely random Snoopies everywhere. And because of that, it threw me off quite a bit. Also, the piece cut threw me off just a tad, because some pieces look like they went sideways versus upright. And so, combine that with the difficulty of the pattern. We are joined here by Miss Buns. So that combination made it very difficult for this puzzle to be put together in the goal of about 22-23 minutes that I wanted. Obviously, I was under my 30-minute goal, which was always for a 300-piece puzzle, so that was alright on my first attempt. But man, I could tell, I was like, this is going to be much more difficult. So, I think I really did the same tactic in all 3 attempts, but I'll start again. First attempt was just kind of getting to know the puzzle. You know, I thought it would be an easy one, so my mind went in relatively with high hopes, and it was kind of shattered. I was like, ooh, 27 minutes is a bit slow for me for a 300-piece puzzle. But I realized really quickly that while the big Snoopy in the middle was difficult for a couple pieces, there was only a few pure white pieces, and so it wasn't too bad. Once I had the sunglasses put together, you know, his ear was easy. His feet down here were a little bit difficult, but it wasn't too bad. But, you know, as I went through the colors, it was an easy sort, and I in my first attempt, I made the mistake of, I sorted the purple at the bottom, and then I went straight for the green. I don't know why, but green kind of shouts out to me when I have distinct color sections like this. So I went with that one, which I think was the mistake, because it wasn't it wasn't attached to the purple or the pink, and I didn't quite work my way down or up the puzzle. I just kind of went at it, what I saw, a color I saw that I basically liked, and I just went for it. So that was my mistake number 1. And that was my first attempt. My second attempt, I should have been faster, but I came home from work and did it, thinking I'll start from the bottom or the top down or bottom up. That way I'm not just doing a random strip in the middle. I can work my way down and work off of the pieces. And I did do that. I started with the pink, and I worked my way down. But I don't know what it was today, but I just kind of got flustered, and I ended up being 16 seconds slower than my first attempt, and that does happen. It's kind of a weird thing, you know. Sometimes you're just not in the best headspace, you know. I'm maybe tired a little bit today, I don't know, but I do think that my negative feelings I had on my first attempt probably leaked into my second attempt, and the results speak for themselves of, hey, I was a bit too slow on it. However, I did this back-to-back, my second attempt and my third attempt. And as you can see, 22 minutes and 46 seconds, almost 5 minutes faster than both of my first and second attempts. So what did I do differently with the third attempt that I hadn't done for the first 2? Well, I started with the purple at the bottom and worked my way up. And I think that was the right method to go with this puzzle. I don't know why the pink threw me off. I mean, if I tried it again and did the pink down, I probably would be around the same time. Maybe not. Maybe the purple was easier, and just building from the bottom up was just an easier way of doing it. I also started memorizing the Snoopy faces within the color sections, because that was also, it wasn't just like a solid color. They had Snoopy little figurines inside the colors. It's a cute puzzle. I like it. I just think it's actually a bit more challenging than it lets on. So where would that have put me in the Florida JPA speedrun puzzle? I think I would have been 4th or 5th with my 3rd attempt. The 3rd place was at 20 minutes and 30-something seconds, so I don't think I would have been the top 3. But again, if I was actually participating in this, I would probably do it more than 3 times. But since it's a 300-piece puzzle for a large video, I figured I'd do it at least 3 times just to see my progression. But yeah, I was quite challenged with this one. I usually don't get too many 300s that kind of trip me up, but this was one of them. To me, if I'm over 25 minutes for a 300-piece puzzle, it's a harder puzzle for some reason. Now, I did check on myspeedpuzzling.com to see if there was any, different times other than the speed run times from Florida JPA. And some of the Florida JPA people put their times in there, so that's already in there. So the first place person, I think, put it in, and they were at 17.5 minutes. But there's an individual named Jasper who actually sat next to me in the Texas State Championship. He's not from Texas, but he had family in the area, and he participated. And he and I are roughly the same speed. He sometimes beats me, I sometimes beat him, and I was about a couple minutes ahead of him in Texas State. But he did this puzzle in, I think, 28 minutes on his first attempt. So that tells me that it is actually a harder puzzle. I wasn't the only one flustered over it. The times from the Florida JPA were kind of realistic. This is a harder puzzle. And now, obviously, with my 5-minute improvement, if I did this one maybe 3 or 4 more times today, I would probably get it under 20 minutes without an issue. I'm just not going to. I'll add it to my collection of maybe just practicing some Rose Art puzzles. I have not seen any come in competition, which would be interesting, but I do think they're kind of a challenge, surprisingly. The few Rose Art puzzles I've sped, my times have been a lot slower on average. So once again, this puzzle was gifted to me by Tony, so once again, thank you so much for the gift. And I'll go ahead and leeway into the gift registry that I have for my puzzles. Obviously, I have a lot of puzzles to get through. I have puzzles that I get from my friends. I buy them. And the gift registry is, again, kind of half my list of puzzles that I want to get, and I'll end up getting myself. Or it's for y'all if y'all want to purchase a gift for me. If you do purchase a gift for me, the puzzle does move up in the line of getting done. Because I do want to shout out to my subscribers who gift me puzzles. And I think it's just a wonderful thing if you choose to do so. It is absolutely optional. It's one of the financial ways to support the channel. I'm not looking for anything else than subscribing, liking, comments. I really do appreciate all that. And, I think that any puzzle I get from, whether it's from a friend, from one of y'all, is just always fun to do. And I really like to challenge myself. If there is a puzzle that is not on my gift registry and you want me to do it, comment with the link below, and I will see about if I can add it to the gift registry on Amazon. That will probably be the easiest. So if it's on Amazon, that would be ideal. If it is not on Amazon, I'll see what I can do. I haven't quite set up anything in order to get, puzzles shipped to me outside of my address. So I will have to figure that out. But if it's on Amazon, that would be my preference at the moment, until I can get something set up, like a P.O. box or something. But once again, thank you, Tony, for the wonderful gift. And thank you all so much for liking, commenting, subscribing. I'm a little bit behind responding to comments. I will respond to all your comments as soon as I'm able to. I've been quite busy the last couple months, and I'm just trying to get caught up with all the videos, the puzzles. Nationals threw me off for about 3 weeks, and then I had something I had to finish, which I did. So I've been very busy. I'm about to go on a little mini vacation as well, outside of puzzles. It's family. And so I'm hoping that I will get my head on straight in July, and I will be able to put more effort into getting these videos out a little bit quicker than I have been. I've been keeping to my schedule, which I'm very happy about. I do plan to stream in the future. I'm planning to start this in August. I don't have a schedule yet. I haven't quite figured it all out yet, and I think I might propose something. I would like y'all's opinion on it. If I can put like a poll, I might do so, but in the meantime, that's just something else to look forward to. Once again, I'll be going to California for the half-day marathon here. I would have just actually gotten home when this publishes. Going to do the DFW Showdown in late July. And after that, I don't think there's any in-person competitions I have planned. So I'll let you know after the DFW Showdown if there's any more planned. I will also be doing the World Series puzzles. Those videos will be coming up very shortly here. I did borrow those puzzles, and I'm very excited to see where I would have stood at the World Series, because I think that my Nationals debut was a great start. I want to see how I would, do in the world stage at this point. So, that was a lot to say. I know I was a lot to say. But again, thank you, Tony, for the wonderful gift. And thank you all so much for like, comment, and subscribing. Alrighty, as for Peanuts, I mean, technically, we smashed it. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.